Alrighty. Hi, it's Lucas Stworka. We're playing Pikmin 4, and I have two Ferrero goodies for me to eat at some point during the stream. Because I bought like a mini pack of them because I wanted them. It just happens sometimes. I had barbecue today. It was pretty alright. I feel like the fact that it was catered really just dries everything out, because you have to have it shipped to you and stuff. Not shipped, but like, you know what I mean. You have to have it delivered in a whole catering thing. Anyway, started off by reading some stuff. This is completely new. Hoop of healing. Step through this glowing blue hoop, and you will feel its healing effects almost at once. Exhaustion is gone. Ailments of the heart and the body vanished. You have but to make the choice to step through it. I read somewhere that the colors can have a certain effects on your body. This color seems to calm my mind and help me recover with my composure when I'm feeling frazzled in the field. It has an almost healing effect. I stepped inside it, a circle, and spun it all around me. Thanks, Louis. Thank you, Louis. I definitely read about the sacred spheres, yeah. Alright, spring crops. The scent of this fruit tickles my heart for some reason. It makes me think back on the summer memories, my wife smiling at me in the sunlight. She'd probably have a good laugh if she ever read this, but that wouldn't be so bad. I happen to love that sound. That's very nice, Omar. It's very nice. Eat them as is or with a dollop of cream. The sweetest juice is concentrated at the tip. Yeah. Happens to be the way of strawberries. We're sorry, sunseed berries. Cupid's grenade. What a perplexing plant. It appears to be carrying two different types of berries. They must be a rare species of fruit. Both of them have odd traits. One seems to be a suppressant, while the other is a stimulant. It's not easy to tell which is which. What? Okay. The balance between sweet and sour is almost addictive. I also always want just one more bite. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I feel like I've read all of these things for Schnoz, but I'm not sure anymore. I think I might have cleared the treasures up point, which is not good because I wanted to read all of them. In my youth, I used to power through the long night shifts by sucking on sour fruit candy. It somehow energized me and kept me wide awake. I couldn't do that now, even with the candy. But it's an example of how sometimes things can turning sour can work out for the best. My face scrunches up into a little prune every time I eat this fruit, just like Nana's does. Might be genetic. I don't remember reading this. Yeah. This fruit is a treat for the senses. Not only is it bright and tear-shaped, but from pretty pretty to look at, its soft surface is also slightly velvety to the touch. Yes, two senses delighted by one fruit, or as they say, two birds, one stone. Oh dear, speaking of stones, do not eat the seeds, they're quite poisonous. When my first child was born, my wife and I would sit outside in the warm spring weather and take turns rocking him in our arms. Those days were filled with endless joy, and the sunlight bouncing off his downy hair looked just like this. Whenever I dig into one of these and it's full of big seeds, it feels like nature's pulling another classic bait and switch. I think I've read this one, though. The night after I ate this fruit, I had a dream in which I saw lots of them growing clustered together on a tree. If I were able to grow and harvest that many, we'd never run out of food. Suppose we won't know what's possible until I plant the seed first. True. Perfect for the moments when all that will satisfy you is a mouthful of bitterness. From its artistic cratered exterior to its delicately sweet interior, the wayward moon is elegance in fruit form. Mild and aromatic, it would make a wonderful gift for a friend or someone who just needs a little pick-me-up. Sure. I mean, I do like melon. Picking the right get-well-soon gift is notoriously tricky. You're supposed to choose something you think the recipient would enjoy and ignore your own preferences. That's easier said than done. When I can't think of anything good, I usually default to some sort of food, like this fruit. I know I'm always hungry when I'm sick. Scoop out the flesh and pour syrup into the shell to make a pool. Add fruit back into the syrup and marinate for at least an hour. Then dive into the sticky juices and devour. It's both a snack and a workout. Disgusting, Louie. Stop sleeping in syrup. Can't fucking believe this guy. Dude, I remember that one. One whiff of this fruit and you will have your mouth watering, but the taste itself is sour and slightly disappointing. However, you can't let results like this keep you from trying new things. There's no greater quality than an adventurous spirit. Cut the fruit into smaller pieces and crush, squeezing out the juice. Add gelatin to the juice, pour into molds, and refrigerate for half a day. Remove jellies from mold and devour. That seems good! Finally, like a reasonable thing to do with food, because it's food. Swimming in a pool of syrup in a melon. I don't know if I read that one from Schnoz. I've noticed that the skin contains a substance with antioxidant properties. That's probably why I feel so fresh and invigorated after I eat one. I wonder how I'd feel after eating two. Younger. You will keep getting younger, Olimar, and then you'll die. In like a Benjamin Button kind of way. Still haven't seen the movie, but it popped up on Netflix very often for like a week. Like under most categories for some reason. It was weird. If eating these raw, you'll want to remove the skin to avoid a bitter aftertaste. To make a juice, leave the skins on and mash the fruit with your feet. Great for working out pent-up aggression. I guess they're small enough to be removing the skin off of grapes, but... What a charming fruit this is. If it had a personality, I'd say it was cute and bubbly. Such a vibrant and passionate color, too. There's just so much to love here, but like love itself, this fruit is delicate, so treat it with care. Numerous pockets of juice clustered around a hollow interior, much like memories, both sweet and sour. That burst with meaning, yet cannot fill that empty place in one's heart. Gazing upon this fruit always fills me with regret. Jesus, Olimar. Pull off juice pockets one by one and sip their contents. Macerate the remaining fruit with sugar and enjoy on top of your ice cream or yogurt. This is one of the most size-relevant takes of anything that we've had so far. Like, this specifically is like, oh yeah, creatures this small could probably, like, scoop one of these, like, bubble things, bubble pockets, slurp the juice out of them, and then mash them up into something else. Eat a whole fucking... I don't remember what he ate whole, basically, but it was way too large for him. That's all I remember. I guess I'll read this one first. Is the blonde imposter simply a disguised delicacy in disguise? You might ask. Not at all. It's very much its own fruit. It's sweet and juicy and sweet, and it has even more of the beautifying vitamin Pikmin U than its green cousin. Imposter? It's as real as it gets. My wife went through a phase where all she talked about was Pikmin and its nutritious value. She charted Pikmin U percentages, and there was an A and P. I never really understood what she was talking about, but she was so passionate about it, I couldn't help but listen. I bet she'd really like to try this fruit. I can see it. A and P. I would love to know more about Pikmin U, whatever that means. It has fewer seeds and tastes a hint sweeter than its green counterpart. Now that I think about it, have I ever had a golden kiwi? I usually go for the green ones. Maybe I should have a golden kiwi at some point. Seems to be a citrus lump, but younger and very green. An experience is usually perceived as weakness, but its power should not be underestimated. Many an organization has been improved by a newcomer's creative and untamed energy. Squeeze the juice over fish or meat if you want to diffuse their odor. Odor. Jesus. Yeah. Thanks for telling me something you can do with the limes. That I already knew. The tremendous sniffer. The flavor here is mellow and sweet, while the aroma is pure elegance. Speaking of aroma, please observe the shape. Does this fruit not resemble a nose? It's quite uncanny, I say. One wonders if it can smell its own deliciously aromatic self. No. There's an elegance about this fruit. Its graceful curves and subtle flavor bring to mind images of ornate ballrooms overflowing with cultured guests and blossoming flowers. The simple act of eating it makes me feel a little fancier. I can see it where it's like it's like in the shape of like old dresses that were very poofy ish, you know? I could see it. Smells divine. Gently press the flesh near stem to determine its ripeness. If it's soft, it's ready to eat. If it's still hard, then you'll have to exercise some patience. Something Louis I don't think can do, and I'm surprised that he's even offering it up. Alright, crunchy deluge. The word deluge has been just ruined for me. I guess not ruined, but I'll always say it. Like, I forgot what they're called in Wasteland 3. There's a faction, and they constantly talk about a deluge! And that's just how they talk. More or less. The single word is not fit enough for that. Anyway, the amount of moisture contained inside this fruit is quite shocking. Underestimated, and you might bite down only to find yourself awash in a sea of juice. Be sure you have a snorkel ready when eating one of these. I guess it's size relevant. It is a considerate amount of fruit. Some of these do not care how large or small any of these things are comparatively, and I like it when they do reference the fact that, like, yeah, we are tiny, we can swim in these. Unless it's a melon filled with syrup, Louis needs to fix his ideas. This fruit has a high water content, and its skin is so thin that you can bite right through it. That's an orange, right? It's not how I describe an orange. Most orange rinds are, like, hard to bite through. Unless this is a different fruit. I mean, I can't... It looks like an orange. It's got, like, the dots on it. But it says crunchy date. Maybe it's like an apple of some sort? Like a different apple? When in doubt, time to look it up. What is the crunchy deluge? Deluge. Crunchy deluge. It is an Asian pear. Oh. The one in Pikmin 2 was green. No wonder I was so confused by it. This is orange. Maybe it's yellow. If it were green, I would have been like, oh, that's a different fruit. It looks so orange-like. To my untrained, unoranging eyes. I think this might be one of those situations where maybe being able to see orange better would have been good. But it's not the way. All right. So yes, you could bite through this thing's skin. It'd be the most perfect snack to keep in your pack on a long hike through the desert. If only it didn't bruise so easily. I can consider this more of a drink than a fruit. Okay. I think I've read that. The fruit on this planish, this planet is astonishingly large. I can't speak anymore. If we could cultivate these ample fruits on Hoctate, nobody would ever go hungry again. You said that for like a bit different fruit. Sadly, I don't know anything about agriculture. Maybe I should have listened to my wife when she told me to do yard work. Maybe. The black seeds are a delight and a satisfying, grainy mouthfeel. Don't say it like that. But I don't recommend eating the fuzzy exterior. I'm pretty sure you can, though. Right? I'm not, like, insane about that. Pretty sure you can just crunch on whole kiwis. But yeah, I don't think I would. It's not pleasant. Also, grainy is not what I would describe that as. It's hard to think of, like, what I would, because it's more like crunchy light? Airy crunchy kind of way? I don't know. I also like the seeds. The seeds are fun. But, like, grainy, I don't think I would say that about it. Yeah, those are all... Oh, I know the middle one down there is a lemon. I'm not scrolling over to it yet, because I'll read it the next time I go around and read things. But, like, lemon, that's a pretty decent yellow. Orange on the left, well, I think it was a loquat, or is it kumquats or citrus? Loquat is this thing, right? The kumquat and the Asian pear are all the same fucking color. I forgot that oranges have green on the top for the stem instead of a stick. So that's my bad. But like, that's the same exact color. If I glance at it quick, if I'm not like focused directly on those bottom 3 citrus fruit, they are the exact same color as well. The lemon looks more like the orange if I'm not focused on it. Which is great. I can totally tell apart orange. At least the apple is like a really bright red. And I'm like, yeah, that's red. Huzzah! Oh. I love my, like, very small amounts of color blindness sometimes. It's so fun. It hasn't led me to not notice colors in games before. Yeah, for sure. Especially when we were playing a puzzle game and I had to do specific color things that never gave the wrong color. Never. We read about the bread bugs, right? Yeah, because I was like really hyped about the big one. Fucking love this guy. Anyway, Gildaman, yeah, we haven't read Louis' one on this for sure. I think I remember reading Dalmo's though. I'm not sure if I read Olimar's though, so I'll read it anyway. Gildamandwi, Salamandra falsarum juvenile, Amphibiland. Amphibiland! Day. Immediately after hatching, this species presents itself in a gilded tadpole-like form, and then grows its legs after about a week. The juvenile Gildamander specimen is estimated to be about 1 month old due to the presence of an ore-like growth on its back, the fact that it has already emerged onto land. The living ore substances similar to treasure within it, a peculiar scent, and has an effect on both sensors and Pikmin. However, the lantern organ on its head is still undeveloped and can only emit very faint electromagnetic waves. For this reason, juvenile Gildamanders often hide out of sight to avoid Pikmin attacks. Fair. Hold on. Heat the golden crystals on its back until they melt into a caramel sauce. Flip the creature upside down and bake until the skin develops a crunchy, candied crust. Interesting. But also the stone on its back can be eaten like a caramel. Interesting. I think I read it's another marvel of the natural world for you. The ore-like growth on its back is coagulated bodily fluid that includes a substance similar to sparklium, which can make our mechanical sensors go berserk, to use the technical term. Go berserk is a technical term. This living ore emits a scent that lures the creature's prey, so it's also important for their feeding process. The lantern-like organ atop its head emits electromagnetic waves that are known to affect Pikmin and onions, confusing them into thinking the Guildmander is their leader, allowing it to withdraw Pikmin directly from the onion. However, it cannot go so far as to command the squad, so the Pikmin will often hide under cover and are able to avoid ingestion. This thing would be so terrifying above ground. Like, this should be a creature at like one of the last levels that just roams and tries to go for your onion. That'd be so cool. Pikmin 4 doesn't do nice things like that, though. In terms of using enemy placement effectively, I think. Otherwise, it's a fine game. The meat gives off a faint aroma similar to a hot pepper. The flavor itself is subtle and elegant. Char-grill the lantern until blackened, and you've got a nutritional superfood. What? It's so weird. Miniature snoot whacker. Napsilarum melona. Adolescent. Snoot whack. Day. Immediately after birth, the species' skin starts to harden. Before long, will reach the same impenetrable toughness as that of an adult. Adult snootwhackers are dexterously use their trunks to grab food from high tree branches, but juveniles consume fruits and nuts that have fallen to the ground, as well as other types of terrestrial flora. This specimen's leg and torso muscles are underdeveloped compared to those in their nose, so they lack the strength to maintain their posture and easily lose their balance. Gently peel the skin back from the nose. Its meat has a grassy bitterness. Tastes like cucumber. Okay. If you get close, it will whip its trunk around and around, and then smash it on the ground. It might be a chance for an exciting jump rope workout. If you try throwing a bomb at it, it will use that dexterous trunk to shoot it right back at you. That's terrifying. Those are some nose skills that could easily impress any athlete. Imagine an elephant. Do elephants just do that? Do they throw shit back at you? I mean, I haven't interacted with elephants very often, but like, now that I think about it, they are pretty friendly with humans, as far as I remember. So, even if they weren't friendly with humans, I bet if we threw shit at them, they'd be like, excuse me, you're throwing shit at me? Okay, let me throw shit back at you. Fuck you. So, yeah, no, okay, I see what the snootwhacker's going about. Mammoth snootwhacker. Napsilarum melona. Snootwhack. Day. The long nose on the specimen has neither bone nor cartilage, but is made up of entirely muscle and can be flexibly curved and extended. Its tough hide consists of densely layered collagen lattices that cover almost its entire body, leaving only the regular skin on the belly exposed. The fully developed trunk is large and quite heavy, so the mammoth snootwhacker usually rolls it inward to carry it closer to its center of gravity. But if its territory is invaded, it will extend the trunk and flail it around, even using it to strike a perceived enemy. Just like a juvenile snootwhacker, their nose comprises a disproportional amount of their body weight, resulting in poor balance. If attacked from behind or the side, even an adult of the species is easily knocked over. Neat. This thing. This peculiar little button has the perfect texture and coloration to pass as an egg fried sunny side up by a master chef. There's nothing about it that makes it seem threatening, and it looks so yummy. I can't help thinking of a delicious breakfast when I see it. That's fair. They do look quite tasty. Like a little gummy of these guys would go so hard. No, they're kind of like the Haribo gummies that have like colored fruity middle gummy and the more creamy, I guess, puffy cream outside one. Anyway. No, not the Fulix! The Sun Squish. Sun Squish. Avgunium soleus. Squish Squirt. Day. A type of primitive organism called a protochordate. In its juvenile state, it has a skeleton-like structure called a notochord. It flaps its fin tail to move and lives like within other creatures' eggs as it grows. As its body develops, it starts to exhibit mollusks-like qualities, but its highly exposed external stomach can directly digest prey on contact, and can also be used for locomotion. So that is a whole stomach. Interesting. Season with salt and pepper. Egg. If you take the microorganisms I used to peer at through my microscope as a child and blow them up much, much bigger, this is what you get. A huge single-celled sweetie, and it blorpily sloshes around in search of food. To this giant, we are the microorganisms. Third all know. Fulix. Mononuclei. Stellicotus. Gulix. Day. It is a Gulix. A member of the Gulix family, this primitive life form is made up of a single cell, which is quite odd given its size. Its nucleus is shaped like a bulbous star, and individuals move by using the fin at the end of its flagellum-like tail to quickly expand and contract its gelatinous body. If the nucleus is removed, the soft body loses all structure and splatters. But as long as the nucleus is still alive, the Fulix can return to its original form. Usually the Fulix will mimic nectar and wait for its prey. Its gel, which includes fire-extinguishing fluids, will then expand to capture and feed on unsuspecting organisms. Use its fluid to fight fires. Or something. Gently remove the jellied parts. Add fruit and a sweetener of your choice, then served as a gelatin dessert. Huh. Oh, there's so many more. I think I will get through all the cake things. Downy snagret. Chiropedes anacondae. Fledgling. Snavian. Day. Due to a common phenomenon known as imprinting, this baby will recognize anything that it sees or hears within a given length of time after it hatches as its parent, and consequently follows it around. However, the downy snagret has two specific conditions for imprinting. The first is that the target must be tall and blue, and the second is related to the sound of its cry. This means it will never make the mistake with something as small as we are, and will instead recognize it or us as food. Since it is still a fledgling, the downy snagret does not go underground to feed. Instead, it stays on the surface where there is plenty of food. It looks harmless enough, but beware. Its parents might be hiding nearby until the baby is old enough to fend for itself. I think one of the interesting parts here is it has to be tall and blue specifically, meaning that a pileated snagret would not classify as a candidate for imprinting. Interesting. Grind up meat and cartilage, then mold into meatballs. The tender texture of the meat contrasts nicely with the crunchy, chewy cartilage bits. I don't know. I just don't know about that one. Burrowing snagret. Stropedes anacondae. Snafian. Day. The majority of snagret species lie in wait to ambush and capture prey. With a body type perfectly adapted to such sudden strikes, it violently attacks small surface-dwelling insects. Distributed across a relatively wide range, species of snagret suited to the varying soil conditions have emerged, making the snagret the most geographically represented species besides the bulborb. But, like, we haven't seen very many different snagrets. We've seen so many different bulborbs, though. Snagret representation. Give me more snagrets, not to fight, just to see and see how they act. Visually resembling the burrowing snagret, the burrowing snarrow, the range is the burrowing snarrow, the range of which partially overlaps with the snagret's range. While the two may appear similar when pulled from the ground, they can be distinguished by the presence or absence of tail and wing markings. When will we see a burrowing snarrow? That's also on top of the list. Slice some serpentine torso into thin medallions, skewer on a metal rod, and hoctate onions, and barbecue over an open flame. Always a good one. This thing. Kirby animal. Wattlequoth. Sluppus gordicus. Gourd feather. Day. Its own overdeveloped respiratory muscles allow it to suck in large volumes of air through its long, thick beak while feeding. Its feathers are too small to use for flying. The current theory is that this is due to a niche position in the ecosystem, being quite secure thanks to a lack of natural predators and little competition for food in its habitat. However, with the expansion of Pikmin territory, recently its numbers have been gradually declining. The Pikmin are taking over. Soon we'll come back to PNF 404 and there'll be cities of Pikmin here. I genuinely do not know what they are going to do for the next Pikmin game, if it will exist. I think it will. But what will they come up with? Like, they have to reset the whole universe, essentially, for this one. Anyway. Breasts, thighs, and wings can be baked, roasted, or fried. The rest of the carcass is great for flavoring a rich soup stock. Yeah. Does sound good. Alright. Yeah, okay. Scorch cake. Conchcrustus embryo. Shell cake. Day. Related to bivalves, it uses its internal muscles to dexterously manipulate its upper and lower shells. This ability allows it to squash eggs and small ambularidices like Pikmin, thus returning nectar to the ground. It then feeds off the microorganisms and moss that benefit from the nectar. To further facilitate the growth of its food, the scorch cake will secrete oils from its body, through its shell and onto the ground. Then it sets that area on fire, perhaps as a way to improve soil fertility. Oh, okay. This thing would be like a animal that causes forest fires. Fine. Remove the internal meat and place directly on its shell while it's still smoldering to cook. It almost smells better than it tastes. It's kind of unfortunate. You would want it to taste better, right? Because then you can enjoy it more when it's going into your body. Because otherwise you wouldn't necessarily want to eat it because it just smells too good. And it's not as good to eat it. Yes, he did say almost, so. The shock cake. Living creatures can sense your intent and emotions, so if you face them with love in your heart, they'll know it. When you loved and are loved back, even the occasional electric shock isn't so bad. That's right, instead of play biting, this sweetie does play shocking. It can zap away shoulder stiffness and fatigue in a flash. Okay, stiffness is pretty cool thing to get rid of. I don't know if I want to electro. What was like electrode therapy? I know have had it before because I had therapy on my back before, and they had those like little electric nodes. Anyway, shock cake, Concrustus ampero, shell cake, day. This species has muscular organs that can create electricity by using ion gradients with densely layered rows of electricity-generating cells, which are arranged in asymmetrical series. It uses its plug-like protrusions to instantly shock its prey that squashes it. The squashed prey acts as a fertilizer, improving the quality of soil so that, that the microorganisms and the moss that shock cake feeds on can thrive. Not it's interesting that these guys feed mostly on like microorganisms and then use the bodies of those to also like make the environment thrive. Anyway, saute in butter and cover it with the sauce made from the green liver paste. Is it green liver? Anyone with highly developed palate will enjoy the slightly better flavor profile. So it doesn't taste that good. Anyway, I think I remember reading about the freeze cake, yeah. I emit freeze cake, Concrustus cryone, shell cake, day. By emitting frigid air from one side of its shell, it can freeze and squash any prey that approaches too closely. Food can be hard to find in extremely cold climates, so one theory is that the species has developed some kind of mechanism that allows it to store its prey for long periods of time. This one does not use its stuff to fertilize the soil beneath. Instead, it entraps its food for a long time. Interesting. The meat under the icy side of the shell is quite muscular, while the other side is nice and fatty. Two great tastes in one. That is pretty fun. Alright, time to actually get to the game. If there isn't anything to check here. Nope. Okay. And since we don't have any leaflings to recover immediately, I'm just going to go explore. Probably only do this like one day of exploration. But yeah, 2 areas already done. Me. Let's look at that map. We just got that? Interesting. Okay. There's more though. um, a secluded courtyard, yeah. Alright. Beyond the sky itself, there lies a beautiful blue planet. Those words have been passed down from captain to captain, calling to each of us. I can't imagine what sort of place this blue planet might be, but it's said to be home to even more dogs and folks than we have here. One day, I hope to fly beyond the sky and into space. Well, that has clearly been lost to time. But it also hints to, like, this myth that they had about humans, I'm assuming? So this is probably, like, far, far into the future, but, like, how is this planet the way it is right now? Anyway, just gonna scroll over these badges so they stop saying new. There we go. Alright, map time for real this time. There's that thing under there. A couple of things over here. Basically done up here anyway. I already did that one down. Got that one down. There's a bunch of stuff around here. It'd probably be useful to get over here. But first, I think I want to get whatever's down here. So I'll, like... Wait, no. It needs ice Pikmin as well. In that case, I'll just do auto. Okay, yeah. Oh my god. Get over here. Right, I could just do this. Yep. Swallowed it whole. Go. I do have to do this. That was really quick. There we go. I can just use blue Pikmin for this. Go. There are these. Whatever this is. Then
I'll have to go around this way. And unlock this. Or not unlock it, I guess, because I can just have it now. Alright. I don't see any materials there, so I guess it got collected, even though I didn't get a specific message for it. Knew it. Dang. Probably should just do this first. In the case that I need to carry anything. There we go. Go. That's fine by me. I need to throw more Pikmin on this. There we go. Not completely dead. The Statue of Liberty! We've got to get this thing. Do I have to get yellow Pikmin out for this? Oh my god! It's not bad. Let's go grab our Pikmin bag. I don't want it to go into a cave. Not sure if I'll have the explicit time to. Oh, there's a treasure back here? Yeah, it's a golf ball. Right, I might need to grab some yellows. Unless it's something that, like, I'll get by doing something else. What is this place? Sub-Zero Sauna. There we go. Get out of here. Go. We might have time to do a cave yet. I'm disappointed that I can't do this, though. Yeah. Definitely supposed to get some yellows on that thing. Unless I can, like, knock it off. Oh. There they go. Guess I'll wait for this thing to get there. America. Oh, buddy! I forgot to look for these guys. Missed one, I think, already. This guy on the coral, some driftwood somewhere. Anyway. This guy's fun. Look at him. There we go. No. That's annoying. There we go. Welcome to the team. That was the one with the flowers, yeah. That one. Right over there. Oh, I'm gonna make a run for it. While they're carrying this thing. Yep. Is that like a white Pikmin in a row? Oh my god, its beady eyes are blending in. I was like really confused for a second. It's like, what kind of fucking Pikmin is that? Because its beady ass eyes are blending in with the row. Okay. Then some driftwood somewhere. Oh, looks to be over there. Okay. And then I know where the coral is, so we'll get that eventually. But we did collect it, right? Yeah. Since the star isn't there, that means we've collected it. Alright, enter. Only blues and ice.
QBTs and Walters. Have these guys work on stuff. Did these guys have, like, nectar? I think they did. I didn't allow them to have such. How could they? Don't like this guy. He looks gross. Because he's a Wally-hop, but ice. Bang. Have we read about these icy Wally-hops? I think we have. Oh no. Surprised these guys didn't go for, like, the ice thing. Is that a white candy pop bud? It is. That's interesting. Didn't think that we'd find one of those here. I wonder why we did. Oh! That's why. Interesting. Well, I'm surprised that they didn't auto, like, white Pikmin, since we already have them. They're like, use the Pikmin that you, use these Pikmin. To be fair, I guess, this is like the third area of the game, so they wouldn't have expected you to have done the Trials of the Sage. But still, it's kind of strange. Oh, this floor is cold. I heard the noise, and I thought to myself, oh god, water wraith? No, nothing of the such, of sort. These things need to stop spawning.
after more ice Pikmin, I guess. To be fair, again, at this point in the game, you wouldn't have been here, so... Sure, guys. Oh god. I wish I could dismiss them. Have them just get carried by Ochi. But, oh well. I won't worry about that right now. Oh, it's over there. Dang it. Oh, you butt. There we go. Does ice not kill? So I feel like that should have killed my boys. That's a treasure. Probably not stuck behind there. Oh god. Oh no! Okay. Over here. All right. Get him. They move really fast through the water. Oh? Actually, no. First, I should get these things out of there. There we go. Yeah, sure, actually. It'd be easier this way. Alright, another ID to check out. Kaya. Another student! I think I used to know someone named Kaya. Guess this is the best place to have my Pikmin. Oh, okay, that's it. In which case, I don't need to do that anymore. But where is the exit? It's up here, right? Yeah. Ouchie. I needed to freeze it anyway, I guess. I'll just wait. Ugh. There we go. The last floor, I believe, would make sense percentage-wise. There we go. What is it that... Oh! This is where I was supposed to encounter the Arctic cannon beetle. Y'all are fine to do that, that's... yeah. Come on. Yeah, he's dead. Not so scary. Who is it? Another student? No, Vonda. TV crew. Has some H in my head. Wait, an opera singer? Oh, with her TV crew, okay. Must be a relief to Mugs. Congratulations, everyone who flowered. What is this guy? Look at the girth of him. Let's swallow it whole. Ridiculous. There he goes. The Thinker. Like a small model of him, but, like, still, he'd be thinking. Small thoughts. Small thoughts, head unempty. Alright. Investigation complete. Look at Steve walking there in the corner. What a guy. What a dude. Yeah, they sure are over there. I should pick them up before I try to pick up anything else. I was going to move the base. Know why? When I look at Walter's face in the corner there, I think it should have a pencil mustache. Just above his gill. Just the feeling I get. There you go. Very nice hat. It's like a lemon sorbet or something. It's got a flower on it, though. So I don't know if it's lemon or like some kind of floral sorbet. Yo! It's a big guy over there. Nope, never mind. I'm not fighting shit. Guess I'll just like walk around for a bit. Can't go there. Not right now anyway, because it's too close to the end of the day. But I got some of the bubbles of vision out there. Beedity 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 beedity. Scoobity boobity, scoobity boobity. Not a bad day. Not a bad day. But I think that's all the time I'll have for today, because I need to get ready for my personal training appointment. I get a free one for signing up at that gym. We should train up Ochi. Got enough points. Found 3 of them. I really like the row sushi one. That one's fun. I forget what they call it in Japanese. The like salmon roe. I keep thinking nigiri, but that's just like the sushi with that's just laid over the rice without any seaweed. I guess sometimes they wrap it with like a wrap it with a thin thing of seaweed, but yeah. I was not reading it closely, but the thought of putting the golden pick carrot into a blender and then making juice out of it is kind of good. I like it. It's trying to remember, like, it feels similar to using like Wagyu beef for like the cruddiest burger you can think of. like some places make Wagyu beef burgers and they're trying to make them fancy-ish, but I don't know, burgers like a fast food to me, so making it Wagyu doesn't really make it any better. But like, even then, just like an even shittier, like put it in McDonald's sauce or something. Now, what else? What else? What kind of cheap food could you make really expensive? Or just like prepare it in like the completely wrong way, according to some people. Yo, what's up? I don't think I'm gonna read any, but yeah, thank you for that. Very well on our way to collecting all the treasures. Let's see, side missions. There we go. Got some badges. What did Olimar say about something? Probably, yeah, the Sub-Zero Sauna. Okay. And then the Dingo want something for me to say? Or is it just that I had new decor Pikmin? Yeah, just new decor Pikmin. I can't find its eyes in all those lumps. Maybe that's the point. So true. Creative use of shells. Could this be birth of a new art form? It's Venus coming out of the shell. That's what I feel like that's what it's supposed to be. Ah yes, peak beauty. The purple Pikmin. Look at him. Look at them. Observe. Peak beauty. Just peak beauty. Oh yeah. The hairs on its head does not make me any more convinced. Peak Pikmin form right here. And I already said I like this hat. Oh, is that mint? Just a little bit of mint? Oh, the flowers is just the flower on top of his regular head. That's I thought it was part of the decoration. I forgot that the ice Pikmin have yellow flowers. Oh, I pressed A. What the fuck? Oh, I thought it was just Ochi, and it was not seeing myself behind Ochi. My glass is partly off. Now that's a pretty difficult to spot. Anyway, that's it. Slacker. Alrighty. Well, that's all the time I really have for today. I could go on a little bit longer, but I wouldn't have time for like a whole day, so I'm just gonna end it here. End of stream times. Monday Celeste, Tuesday is Metroidvania 4, Wednesday, Friday is Pikmin 4, and Thursday is Blueprints. I should be able to do Blueprints next week. My eyes will be dilated for a bit, so I don't know how long that'll last. Hopefully by the time stream starts it should be fine, but yeah, I'll see. Anyway, thank you for watching. I've been Lucas Tworka. This has been Pikmin 4. I did not use any of Ochi's points, but we're ending, so see y'all later.